say a few words about religion and the layer of religious programming which I mentioned in an earlier video about our layers of human programming. But first, let me ask you something which is really important, so please take your time to think about it. How did you achieve your faith? How and when did you realize that this version of and devotion to a specific divine script or thinking gave the only true answer to the foundation and framework of your life and your view of this world and the universe? It is a tough question, I know. What I want to point out is that for many of you, this realization, this moment of choice, most likely never happened. It never took place because you never really actively chose anything. Whether we are talking about Buddhism, Judaism, Islam, or Christianity, your religion was decided for you by birth, due to your heritage and your geographic location. You were brought up with it. It became part of your childhood, your identity in your community, a part of your citizenship, and as a consequence, you never questioned it, because no one else did, and as a social being, you followed suit to fit within your environment. Still, numerous religions have a form of ritual or rites of passage, where you declare your faith in that specific religion. Being born and raised as a Christian, I was confirmated along with my classmates when I was 13 years old. Yet being confirmated for most teenagers, in Denmark anyway, is very much about the experience with your friends, the party and the gifts. From the religious point of view, it is about the great questions in life and what the specific religion says in this regard. It is not, in my opinion, about directly questioning your faith, nor about getting to know and understand alternatives to the religion you were born into. In reality, how many people do you know that have said, "I have deeply questioned the faith given to me by birth, and I must recant my religion, and instead I choose Shinto"? Personally, I witnessed none in my class revealing themselves as Hindu or Muslim before our confirmation. I am fairly sure that no religion asks the question to these young girls and boys, "Are you sure that you are not truly a Muslim instead of a Jew? Have you studied Buddhism or Hinduism?" Never before have people had access to the amount of knowledge and the ability to increase their worldview and ask questions. Yet only a fraction of people ask themselves this question, simply because their environment has no interest in making them seek alternatives. But who sits down to take a good look in the mirror and pull out a part of their identity which they have been carrying around since the day they were born, and to start to question it, let alone coming up with the idea to do it in the first place? What I want to say is that without questioning your faith, it remains in its essence a cultural and social adaptation brought upon you by your environment. In my opinion, a person cannot be said to have faith until that person has first questioned what he or she has faith in. You have to take this institution, which has been brought upon you by your cultural and social environment, and hold it out in front of you. You have to twist and turn it. You have to study it and really get to know what it means to you on a personal level, as well as on an interpersonal level. You have to understand and be able to take responsibility for the scope of this belief and the impact it'll have on you, your life, and everyone surrounding you. And then you have to ask yourself if this truly resonates with you. You ought to pose the question that, with so many religions in the world, how come all the people in your environment have the same religion? Did they really choose it through study and critical thinking, or did they receive it from their environment, at birth, due to their geographic orientation, and never questioned it, just like you did? Again, there are a lot of Muslims in Iraq, and a lot of Christians in Denmark. Perhaps people accept the religion which their environment brings upon them because the consequences would be too great if, say, a Christian or a Muslim read the Torah and decided that they were resonating more with Judaism. That is why you have to question your religion before you can call yourself a believer. You are not a believer if you are going along because you never really think about the scope of your proclaimed faith or the comfort it provides to belong to the same religion as your friends and family, or the reassuring connection it creates to your childhood, against the uncertain future in a mad world. If you want to claim your faith, you have to question it first. Only then can you say that you believe. Now your faith is not brought upon you, it has been chosen by you. I am certain that many people have chosen between Coca-Cola and Pepsi with more thought than they invested in questioning the reason why they really belong to the religion to which they claim to worship. Your religious programming is only one layer of several. You can find the playlist here if you wish to see the other videos, or find the link in the description. Feel free to like, unlike, and comment if you wish to add to the subject. Thank you for your time.